Yeah, I mean, it's 8 games, it's 8 planes. And speaking of planes, we're ready to drop into game number 3. I really just wanted to make that work. I don't. We just do. We take those. We do. And we also take us back a little bit to some memories of finals past here on everybody's favorite tiny little map, Egon. It's Sanhok.
I love Sanhok.
Dude, I think it's fun. I like the action. I have fond memories of back in the early days of actual PUBG, of just watching Shroud get stream sniped by like 30 people in this exact area, actually, here in the Rivertown, and just having so much good times. And now here in PUBG Mobile, we've had finals after finals after finals on this map, and watching the teams adapt. And as you said, it's made NA better for it. So you're welcome, NA team. Oh, hello.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about, though.
Oh!
Drop it right here, right on to XS. And this is getting quite crazy right now. It's 2 for 2. I think it's 3 for 2 right now. And teams are just immediately like, yeah, you know what? We don't care that you haven't looted in. Extreme Slayers, welcome to the lobby. We're going to start shooting you guys right away. Only 1 member left alive for both these squads. Lolo, the last one up, and Karma, the last one up. Oh, it's going to be a little hectic here. Revives will come through for Extreme Slayers, but Karma's not going to wait. He's going to push, turn the corner, surprise, get the jump on bubble, the drop shot goes true, and Simplicity will be the first team out on Sanhok. Enjoy your vacation, but you don't have to play PUBG Mobile while you're relaxing. Holy cow, what a start.
So I want to note that this team came in 16th of 16 teams. They just barely made their way in here to the playoffs, and they just took down Simplicity, one of the veteran rosters, not just in PUBG Mobile, just as an esports organization, period. And they just took them down first, taking a brilliant series of 1v1s. Identifying the fact that, look, all 4 of us are here, but we just need to win our individual fights. And that's exactly what they did. Karma was able to get the key res, go and find the flank, the drop shot to round it all out. And now Zombie is still, and that's not Life of the Living Dead. He's still alive for now. And it's all thanks to Karma here. He must have done something well early on because it's paying off for him.
Yeah, that was crazy. And this is why I love this map. I think as a player, probably sucks, but as a spectator, it's so fun. It is so fun to watch just the hectic nature of how much the circle forces this type of stuff. The buildings force these types of fights as well. You know, you got 3 different land masses to deal with the Northwest, the Southwest, and the main island. And I love it, man. I love this start here. As just a quick update as well, 303 lost somebody early as well.
And it looks like Nefarious, the team who we credited so much in that last game, starting the lobby with only 3, must have had a connection issue, and they're actually trading a little bit of blows there, potentially with Valhalla, the other up-and-coming rising star we were really excited to see as well. Kind of want these teams to not fight Dagon. I kind of want to see them meet later on in this game, because I really want to continue to see what these 2 squads can do, because they're of sort of the young guns who have made a presence felt in this lobby. They're the ones I'm most excited to see. But who knows? Maybe it's one of these other teams. Maybe it's Snake. Maybe it's Square One. Maybe one of these other squads are going to also step up and prove why they have made it here to our playoffs. But hello, Omen. Hello, Tribe. It's the old. Wait, what? Wait, Tribe, you don't know.
God. They're right.
Tribe, you don't know.
Now Memo's giving over the information, and that's why you see Alucard looking exactly at him. Seagut, he's getting aggressive. He'll try to get the jump shot here. Juicy gets the running kill with the AK, has to reload. Alucard has the opportunity, but he has to reload as well. So Juicy running around, doesn't know where this final snake in the grass is in the form of Alucard, and Alucard is the last one alive as King A got taken down earlier. And Omen Elite might be doing Tribe dirty. Tribe again running into another tier 1 squad as they did on Erangel, and they get finished off. They go out in 15th place.
Enjoy your point. My goodness. My goodness. That just goes to show Dagon on Sanhok in the playoffs. No one is safe. I don't care about your pedigree. I don't care about your history. I don't care about your reputation. When it comes down to a gunfight early, when all that you've got is the player next to you, your skills, the time you put into the game, it is anyone's game. Omen showed that they know how to take these again, breaking them down, this time into the 2v2s, that buddy system paying off for them beautifully. They took down King A early. He's had a bit of a rough day, and now that is them taking down some of their biggest competition.
Yeah, and for me, again, like I said, I feel like I'm hard on Tribe because I want them to succeed, and they're always on the cusp. I think it's very easy and correct this time to be like, yo, this is unlucky. We got rolled up on. We weren't ready. We're in the middle of a transition. That's just unlucky, and you can reset mentals. This isn't like, hey, we missed out on an opportunity to and misexecute it. It was like, nah, we got rolled up on, and sometimes you got to win those fights. They had the jump on us. We go down and have to fight a 3v2, an extended 3v2, a spread out 3v2, and they're just it was too hard. It was a very difficult thing to win. They weren't able to win it. I don't think there's any frustrations or shame in this one, but just unfortunate. You got to go back to the drawing board and reset for maps 4 and 5.
Yeah, I mean these are pros. Let's be real. These guys have been around the block a few times. They've won and lost more games than you can count, and that's okay. Being able to reset the mental. It is only game number 3. They still have 4 more chances to bring it all the way to our top 16 to make it into our finals, and that's just fine. They're going to be able to do that here again, and they've got the support of the whole Tribe Gaming organization behind them as well, the biggest organization, quote unquote, in mobile esports. So not too worried about that here as we're jumping Eastern Gaming. It's Tiger, and looks like they've potentially got themselves some friends nearby. Take a look at the mini map. Actually, a little bit more spread out than the screen would have you believe, but they're just chilling out here early. Surprising. There was some early action on Sandhawk, but I wanted more.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but I think it's just more of like, hey, look, it's early. Teams are feeling each other out. Yeah, so it's chill. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. As we take a look here, Circle starting to come on in, and one thing that teams do is they straight up go right into the middle of the circle. You don't have a lot of teams play on the outskirts because when you play Sandhawk, as soon as a gunfight breaks out, you know you could very well be in line to have 3, 4, 5 teams come on in. And if you're doing that on the outskirts of the circle and it shifts away, you have no chance, 0 chance of getting yourself in the circle. So you'd rather fight to get into the circle, into the center, rather than hang out and then, accidentally run into another team that's playing edge, and then everyone else is going to come and clean you up.
I mean, you hate to see it, but also, yes, that's 100% what we're going to be experiencing, or at least some teams are going to be experiencing here in this game as we're jumping back on board with Omen Elite. We're staring down towards an empty compound. Of course, they don't know that. We have this perfect vision. It's obviously easy for us as casters to sit back and just like make these calls and be able to say, oh, that was the right or wrong decision, or at least our opinion on what's a right or wrong decision. That's easy for us to say when we know the context. We know everybody is. These guys, the game knowledge that they have, the game sense of where all their opponents are, not only just from scrims and time spent, in the lobbies of these players, but also just like knowing what the likely rotation paths are going to look like, what they would do.
Right. And
that's really cool to see. Just knowing how these players react, because sometimes I forget that they can't see what they see because they make such good decisions anyway.
They're able to take in all the information and basically know, hey, look, this is a team that normally drops in this place, but it's always variable, especially for the first week of playoffs, because this is a different lobby. Remember, there is no Cloud9 in this lobby. There is no Pittsburgh Knights in this lobby. A lot of teams that would normally be here, and even some of the fringe teams that would normally be here, aren't in this lobby. And so you get you get other teams kind of dropping in spots, and that's why we're finding hot drops and everyone not knowing where everyone else is. So it's just like, hey, let's just crunch in the middle, and we'll hang out until everyone else starts fighting.
Yeah, exactly. We're all going to meet there at the end someday. Oh, boy. Hang on. That's Omen. That's Tempo. It's our boy HH24. He's staring up at a juicy-looking drop, but at the same time, he thinks, that's a hill. And also he says, is that the hill I want to die on?
I love how we're getting a lot of opportunities to do tempo role play here and get into the mind. Because you were exactly right. He's looking up at the box. He's looking up at the hill and then looks back at his teammates like, hey, can you guys hurry up? I was speaking with a friend earlier saying like, he loves watching certain players, but because you can tell exactly what they're thinking based off of the way that they're using their camera, their player cam right now, right? Yep. As HH24, the crate is his goal, but he also knows that this hill could be his enemy, and his buddies are behind him. You don't have to look backwards to talk to your teammates on comms. You don't have to do it. But it's so frustrating that they're not in position to do so yet that he's looking back and be like, hey, guys, what are you doing? You don't need another level 2 backpack. Can you just please? Can you please?
Please? Can we please? All right. Because I'm looking over towards the right side of our screen, Degon, and I see the way the circle is rotating. And the amount of teams that have already stacked up in the center of it is actually mind-boggling to me. We have like 3 teams towards the outskirts. It's Nefarious, it's Valhalla. It's the 2 young guns. They're playing this slow. I think they're playing. You mentioned this like right at the start of the day. How you want to see these newer teams, at least to the mobile open. You want to see them play it a little slower. That's what we're seeing here from them. They don't want to take necessarily all the early fights with these top fraggers.
Yeah, and this circle really doesn't give us too much more information because it just zooms in on what's already there. The only person close to another team, I believe, is Extreme Slayer's Fantasy. He's close to G25. Other than that, you got the Tempo guys close to Omen Elite. And that's about it. Everyone else is probably could be very comfortable chilling where they're at. Maybe Snake's Joker. He's in between Square One, trying to get a little bit more payback for that first kill of the day. But this circle is a breeze. Man, if Simplicity was here, they'd be like, man, we could have been chilling in Paradise Resort. We could have been chilling anywhere on the map, but we hop dropped right next to a team.
Too soon, Degon. There was never there was not an iteration of reality that existed that Simplicity thought they would lose that fight.
Yeah,
but they did.
Me neither. Like, to be honest, if I was
the best way to keep it simple is just not to play, apparently.
Yeah, like
that was a little bit toxic.
Give me Russell and Minwoo any day in a gunfight like that, but not this time. Not this time.
Not this time. It's Fantasy. Oh boy.
See, this is what I said. He's kind of close, but PG, Killswitch, and Dinner, they connected with only 3, so they're very much not interested in moving anywhere.
And Fantasy's just trying to get some intel. He's playing scout for his team, and this is actually something we see fairly common. I think it was actually like old Tempo Storm also used to run this a lot. Spectre used to kind of go off on his own at least amount, and the rest of the team used to play around that. But we're seeing it now with Fantasy, who we saw lose a heartbreaking 2v1 to Simplicity, actually, of all teams, in that last game. And another crate, player 5, will enter the game. And that will just be another little point of contention here for these teams if they want to try and play for it. But crates are baits.
But in circles like this, they're super baits. Like, it's almost not worth going for it. Everyone is just straight up looking straight at it. You see Yaden like, I don't see anybody.
Maybe. Hey, guys, maybe we could go. Yaden, I don't know. Guys, I think maybe we could go for it.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. There's no one north of it. So the way that he's looking at the crate, there's no one there. But actually, there's Endgame to his right, G25 to his southeast as well, which is what Fantasy was looking at. And so maybe Endgame get a little curious and possibly go for the crate. Otherwise, this might be the slowest we've ever seen Sandhawk played.
I'm actually floored. We've seen a lot of Sandhawk. We've seen a lot of Sandhawk.
And there's always at least like one team that is passing by another team, but there was no reason to move for this circle 2, except for Valhalla. Valhalla is actually making their rotation in. You called it Nefarious and Valhalla were the 2 teams that were further south that had to come through Camp Charlie. But Valhalla, as you can see on the eastern part of the map, they went all the way down and around, and they're taking a spot here between Kampong and Lakawi. But
interesting.
Again, they're just nothing really for the teams to do yet. The circle gods blessed everybody in this next one.
I mean, part of the thing with these early rotations is that nobody then has any incentive to move because this game is so tempo driven, among other things, because it is all about the ebb and flow of the circle. It's all about the ebb and flow of the circle and the constant things that it makes you move. That's the wall at your back. It's a battle royale. You know what I mean? It's the blue circle of death that will at some point spell an end, and you've got to make a decision at that point. But this circle has also been very kind. It's not like it's a hard shift north towards Paradise or Camp Bravo. Everybody still here is pretty much chilling. You're going to have some slight repositionings, but Digon, I think we're going to have even more slow play going in on this one here. Except for maybe if Tempo and Nefarious meet up here, that could get interesting.
Yeah, Tempo and Nefarious might fight for the same spot. Maybe Square One gets a little jittery because they are further towards the edge of the circle, and Joker and the rest of Snake might find them, as well as GCR. Glacier and Square One starting to jostle for position across the street from each other.
Yep.
And then the last team that might run into each other. Wildcard still needs to decide where they're going to send it. Rain. Go right on through, and here we go. He gets jumped. He gets exploded. And Nefarious, they pick up one. Rain's name. It was Rain versus Rain action. That was actually super cool. How did I miss that pun? And Jake,
Rain and Men.
now the next one right in front of, I believe it's Tensa. Tensa chucking the nade back and forth. And they're just going to play horseshoe with each other here. Is Jake going to push on up? Tensa's head is peeking out. What a nade! Tensa! Oh! His hand, but he blows off the head of Jake. And Nefarious, your second place winners in Miramar, run into the machine that is Tempo Storm. And they say there can only be one Rain. They go out in 14th place.
That's illegal, Digon. No, that should not be allowed. That man just hit him in the face with a grenade. Okay, point blank range. Because he pushed him. He's like, I see you holding that grenade. The pin is out. Let's go. Let's take this fight. He's like, yeah, okay. And you know what they say, the expression, things are only close in horseshoes or hand grenade? That was not close. That was bullseye, right on the money. Tensa not tensing up, playing it calm, cool, collected. That man knows his way around an explosive device. My dear D-Gun, this is what I came to see in the ESL Mobile Open.
Yeah. That's a cook. I would eat anything that Tensa cooks because that nade was perfectly cooked.
Yep.
Oh man, feels bad for Nefarious. It felt like they had the jump onto Tempo, but I think this is why Tempo went with Tensa and HH24. I feel like these two guys constantly are making hero plays like this. Constantly. Not that their teammates, Spec and Rain, are dying early, but Tensa just always finds a way to get 2 or 3 extra points out of nowhere, which leads to a couple placements as well. And they're not done because Tensa might have to do it again. Joker, he was the solo sneaky Snake of Snake by himself near Square One. Might be looking to get some more points here.
Yeah, I don't think he realizes. He doesn't realize he's fighting 2 teams right now, Deacon. That's just the kind of guy that Tensa is. He's held up with HH24, like you mentioned before. He's going to get the res here, the bit of the sacrificial lamb. Rain is going to go down, but he's going to be Spectre and crew up against the world right now. But those long distance shots, just so solid. And now that Square One know who they're fighting against, you think maybe they want to reconsider, they want to reposition? Nah, they're going to keep fighting. I respect that decision here from them. They may look to slightly change up this angle, and I wouldn't hate that either, just because, it's Tempo Storm you're worrying about here.
Yeah, and not only Tempo Storm, but the long side of the circle. So they want to make sure they clear their areas before they rotate the way that they're looking. Now we've got some action here. 303 and Cool2 BGBG are sitting right on top of each other. First knocks going to 303. They're safe. Look to get a little bit more here. That's Draven, the most aggressive player here for Cool2 BGBG. Knocked. Lucky can't find him. Nice little hiding spot here for Draven. There it is. Lucky finds him, picks up the kill. Now Danny, holding around the corner. The big God god trying to find his way on through here as Danny still holding the corner. Now spotted through the window. And the jump shot coming through. Lucky going 2 here as 303 spam those trees. Looking pretty nice, even though they've lost one early. Oh, spoke a little too soon as Valhalla coming down, laying the smackdown here as they don't care who's on what's team. Now Yeezus in the sightlines of Valhalla as well.
Oh my goodness, the third-party action from Valhalla. Like the hammer of Thor raining down from above. Smack gets Mjolnir right up in the face, and 303 now is getting absolutely collapsed upon. We're seeing sort of the outset of this there, as there's more fighting happening once again with Tempo Storm and S1. D-Gon, the battle did not stop. This is the Sandhawk we've come to know, expect, and love. It is HH24 Intensa, the dynamic duo, watching the nades fly on through. Spooky is down. Oh boy, it ain't Halloween, but it don't matter none because Tensa is the devil every single time, and he will continue to keep up the pressure here, raining it down onto Bobo as well. You talked about the hero play, D-Gon, and Tensa is stepping up right now.
My gosh.
I don't know if the Avengers is hiring, but this is your man.
Yeah, again, Tensa tries to go for it, but Square One's Bobo able to answer back. And so Tempo looking pretty dire, might actually go out in 12th place. Yes, Bobo actually picking up 2 kills here for Square One. He turns tail, starts to try and make it right on into the circle. He's pretty low, and he has multiple members of Glacier staring him down. Will he be able to get himself inside? Yes, he will. He's not inside the circle quite yet, and you can see all those GCR members looking his way, and Glacier get themselves on the board. But nice hold there by Square One, putting Tempo out all the way in 11th, and Square One out in 10th place.
Here, after I hyped him up, I was really hoping he was gonna finish that one up there, D-Gon. But no, so many props in the world to Bobo, and knew exactly how to play that. He's like, look, they've got to push to me. The circle is coming on in. It's a rock in a hard place. He played that so well. Again, taking down one of the top contenders in the lobby. Props to both teams. That was so much fun to watch. But there is still so much more action ahead. 9 teams, 31 players alive. And this is just going to be close quarters combat from the rest of the game. Small compound skirmishes in these forests as well, taking advantage of every defilite, every dip, every tree, and every rock. Cover is going to be in high demand because at this point, everybody's fully kitted. A couple of shots to the head, it's GG.
Yeah, and the circle, not friendly to anybody. Endgame and Wildcard actually going to run for the same spot. And I don't know if Every Fury knows this quite yet. Quick update on the Cool2 BG Valhalla fight. Valhalla was getting chunked by Wildcard, so they're down a couple members, and Cool2 BG was able to finish off 303 Esports. So 303 Esports also already gone after an impressive couple of shots from Lucky. He gets dinked in the head, and they're not quite able to do anything.
Oh, Karma. Oh, Karma. Oh, my goodness. Fantasy and Crew, this is going to be the push right in now. Oh my goodness, and we're seeing all these fights happening at once, D-Gon. Why is it that way? When it rains, it pours. The action never stops here on Sandhawk as Nico was going in, finally getting taken down there, but he trades out with Ryan. The circle's pushing in as well. Tiger's on the flank. Everybody is just trying to clean up these kills as best they can, but Omen is playing in the blue here. They're going to get the downs where they can find them, but they're just going to continue to try and run as this is the push coming in here from Extreme Slayers, trying to take down G25, who are playing this beautifully, falling back, letting them break upon them like water on rock. And in the end, it is G25 with the perfect execution there, D-Gon. Wow, what a flawless defense.
Yeah, and remember, G25 only playing with 3 members to kick this thing off. And so impressive for them to make it into the circle. 2 members still alive. Wildcard, meanwhile, the 2 other fights were happening between Eaststorm Gaming, Omen Elite, and G25 and Extreme Slayers defeated Endgame. So Endgame, they made their push inside the circle, get knocked out, and Wildcard look poised to get themselves their second chicken dinner in a row. Glacier, Omen Elite, and G25, your 4 final teams as ESG finally bleed on out.
Ooh, and there's Angry going down to the blue. It's just Juicy left here for Omen, I believe. Wildcard with still 3 members. How is it they always seem to do this, D-Gon? I praised Wildcard's consistency at the beginning of the day, and I shouldn't sound surprised. I'm just impressed at this point. They consistently put themselves in positions to find success. Glacier, though, is still fighting back here. I think they're the only one with all 4 members alive. I may have spoken too soon. I may have caster cursed them. Absolutely, because Juicy's still here on the flank.
Sorry, Glacier. That's called the caster curse of Mr. Codkill. He does it all the time. Oh, and now they're starting to drop like flies. Acer actually gets picked back off by Illusions. Enigma was able to get revived, healed on up. So he and Beach trying their best to stop Glacier, and they stop him in their tracks. The sneaky snake in the grass in the form of Juicy also knocked out as well. But Glacier, good showing here, get themselves into 3rd place. Omen Elite could have gone out all the way in 8th, now up to 4th place.
Oh my goodness. Wildcard 4v3, it don't matter none. As they were just able to keep calm under pressure. It is now G25. Again, G25 started this lobby with 3. I want to make a note of that. They just held off Extreme Slayers in a beautiful series of plays, but now they are down in the open. Oh my goodness. You've ever heard the expression shooting fish in a barrel, T-Gon?
Yeah.
That's the barrel.
That's the barrel. This is weirdly shaped barrel.
Use your imagination, Egon. I don't think I've seen more of a one-sided final circle scenario. It brings me back to like just north of like Rozhok and like season 1, like old school Misfits. I think was the team that would always hold the high ground there. I'm getting flashbacks, not like the good ones.
No, the bad ones.
I
remember there was also one circle that we had on Erangel, where it's on top of the cliffs. And there was a team below the cliffs.
Oh, on the coast.
By the yellow houses. That was pretty one-sided too. That's what this feels like to me. Is I'd love to see Beach Banana. Can we go with Beach Banana? He's on a big flank. Can we follow along Beach? There we go.
There it is.
Kill switch. He's in the smoke, but Beach is gonna shoot him on the side. Circle's coming in. I think Kill switch has a rock. He's got a rock. And he's going to try to take some shots back at Beach. Slightly missing. Gets Beach a couple of times. But no, Mr. Banana gets the kill. Wildcard are going to take a massive lead with their second chicken dinner in a row. 10 kills to go with it. 30 big points in the coffers of Wildcard Gaming.
Oh my goodness, Degon. Again, I shouldn't be surprised, but I am still. Wildcard, our season. Or I shouldn't be. It'd be silly to be surprised. But again, we touched on it, and it's nobody's fault. It's just the way this points worked out. But this is frankly a stacked lobby. There are a lot of good players in this lobby. There are a lot of good teams. And the fact that you can then come out on top multiple games in a row, top 3 finishes, multiple games in a row, that in and of itself is a feat. But the fact that Wildcard has been able to do it while fighting, it's not like they haven't been fighting. It's not like they haven't been going crazy. As we can see in our Xperia highlights, there was a lot going on in this game. It was the ebb and flow. It was quiet. It was quiet. And then it got real loud, Degon. We take a look back in our Xperia highlights.
Yeah, we kick things up.
Yeah, we do kick things off there with simplicity. That first opening fight just looking so good for a second. And then it was Karma. Again, he must have done something early. He does deserve that one. That was the big old victory there, Degon. And it was this fight that we both lost our minds.
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty nutty there as 303 came on in. And I thought Lucky, after that shot, felt so good. And then he peeked his head on out. Good push by Valhalla. Tasty fluffing his lines just a little bit there. And the rest of Valhalla had trouble getting into that house, but Valhalla cleaned things up, and they still find themselves in the top half to Valhalla. And then Bobo taking down the final 2 members of Tempo Storm, Nico, and the rest of Omen Elite, getting caught here against ESG. And ESG and Omen Elite deciding to heal on up and heal strat their way into 4th and 5th place, respectively. Kill switch fending off the aforementioned Extreme Slayers. And then finally, to close things out, a G25 showing. It took them 3 members, but only 3 members, but they finally.
We lost. This is what happens sometimes, guys. I love it. I see. Here's the thing. We're making this happen. Normally, Degon would be sitting right next to me on the couch. Normally, we could just chill. But this time around, unfortunately, through the powers of the internet, things not quite working out there. But yes, as Degon was about to mention in our Xperia highlights, it was G25, just couldn't quite clutch it up. All these amazing veteran teams there at the end, Wildcard able to pull it out once more. Before we jump on to a break, I've mentioned them a few times over the show. You've seen the logo flying around here a little bit. I don't know how this is going to work. That's not, yes, it's AT&T, of course, the presenting partner of the ESL Mobile Open, without whom none of this would be possible. I've talked a lot about AT&T over the past, year and a half. The fact that they're supporting the grassroots of mobile esports, the fact that they're not only providing infrastructure and prize money for these players, but they're giving them an opportunity to prove themselves on a stage that would otherwise. I mean, going into this, maybe hadn't been necessarily familiar with teams like Valhalla and Extreme Slayers, but they're now going toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in North America, and that's only possible because of events like the ESL Mobile Open. So thank you so much to AT&T to help making this, to make this a reality, helping to support mobile esports. Because let's be honest, here in North America, it's still early days for the world of mobile gaming and mobile esports, but it is growing in a huge way thanks to programs like this. Also, if you guys want to stay up to date with all things ESL Mobile Open, if you guys want to get involved, I don't know, maybe in future seasons, !social in the chat is where you can find us there. Not only do we have an awesome Twitter page where you can stay up to date with all that cool stuff, not only do we have a cool Instagram, we also have a Discord server. If you guys want to hang out, chat, maybe find some teammates to get involved, maybe you're like, well, I play the game, but I don't necessarily know where I can find a team. Discord is certainly the place to do that. It's not only where we're recording all our matches, it's where players hang out and relax and chill. And I don't know if you want to get involved in cool things like community nights, which are coming out as well. You can find all that info there on the Discord. I think I hear noises in my ears. Degon, have you returned, sir?
Am I here?
Hello. You're here.
All right. I think I'm here.
I think you're here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's awesome. Welcome back. I was just putting some closing thoughts. Give me your last, before we jump onto a break, give me your final thoughts on that match.
Valhalla, 6th place, 4 kills. So still making sure that they stay relevant here in the top half. We finally got the G25 sighting, which is my other point. And another one of our newer teams in the form of GCR, Glacier. They took a couple of big fights there, and they could have very easily got ran over by Wildcard in the final circle, but they definitely put it close with a couple of knocks. So, again, some of these small teams cropping up in these situations where maybe we didn't expect them to get there. So we'll keep an eye on some of these newer teams trying to climb their way out of the bottom half of the scoring.
I love it. I could not agree more. I'm so excited to see what these up-and-coming squads can do because we still have 2 more matches today to see just that. We're going to jump onto a short break. When we come back, it's going to be game number 4.